Hi, my name is Jim, and my presentation is about a firearm that was developed by and for the Mexican Army the last decade, the FX-05 Xiuhcóatl. It's a assault rifle designed by the Mexican military itself. Its name comes from Nahuatl and means fire serpent, in representation of the Aztec god of war, Huitzilopochtli. Venustiano Carranza in 1917 resumed the need of the country to build his own guns in this phrase. We must make our own weapons and ammunition, if we do not want our internal affairs to be decided for those who provide them to us. Our country has already demonstrated that the Mexican engineers can be quite innovative. In the 20th century, Mexico created the Mondragon, one of the first semi-automatic standard-issue rifles for a conventional army in the world. This rifle made his way in history, participating in World War I, the Mexican Revolution, and World War II. It all started while back in 2005, Mexico wanted to replace the old rifles, and they were looking at the German G36 model from Xiuhcóatl, a German company. One of the issues of the use of this rifle in Mexico is that the regular man is shorter compared to the German soldier, so most of the soldiers found this weapon too heavy and too large for them. But instead of spending a fortune buying more of these guns from abroad, the military basically said, why don't we just build our own? And that's how the FX-05 was born. Plus, it reduced the high cost of buying weapons and ammunition outside the country. When it showed off the first time in 2012, there was this huge international drama. The German company, Xiuhcóatl, saw it and was super offended. They were like, hey, that's just a cheap copy of our gun. They looked really pretty similar in the outside. They both made a high-tech polymer and they have the same model form or silhouette. Things got so tense that they actually had to stop the production to investigate. After these 3 years of investigation, the German engineers actually came down to Mexico, took the rifle apart, and they were pretty shocked. Under the hood, the FX-05 is a complete different machine. In the end, there was no lawsuit. The German had to admit that, even if they looks like even if they both guns look pretty similar in outside. The FX-05 was a legit original piece of Mexican engineering. It wasn't until 2015 that the weapon could be used and deployed in all the ranks of the Mexican Army and the fictional National Guard. So, how does actually perform? Honestly, it's a solid piece of gear. The coolest part of the coolest part of the gun is that it wasn't designed for a generic soldier. It was built specifically for the Mexican infantry. The stock, the weight, the height, all so it can be easier to use. The weapon was also put to test in various climates and environments found across Mexico. It was submerged in water, sand, mud, and dirt, and it proved to be less prone to jamming than the rifle that was used previously. Today, the standard issue today is the standard issue today is the standard issue rifle in Mexico, used by everyone from regular troops to special forces. So they keep updating it until today, making new versions for urban combat and adding new accessories. There's even a SMG version of this rifle. In the end, the Xiuhcóatl went from being the center of a legal headache to become the points of real pride of the Mexican military industry. It proved that Mexico isn't just a buyer, they got the tech to design and build their own gear from scratch. Well, that was all from my part. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you later.